North, the resources the South have. And we're going to make a T-chart on a sheet of paper. So go ahead and pull out a sheet of paper. We make two T-charts. One for the North, one for the South. I want you to read and write about, by yourselves, read and write about the different advantages the North had, put them in the advantages column, disadvantages that the North had, put them in the disadvantages column, and same for the South. So go ahead and do that, and I'll give you about 5 minutes to do that. How much time do we have this time?
20 minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes.
Yeah, there's going to be one on the North and one on the South. So you have 2 minutes. You're going to draw a T-chart. One going up there. And one for the North, one for the South. You're going to read the resources each one had. So, for example, the North had a lot more people. Would you say that would be an advantage or a disadvantage? It's an advantage.
They have like more soldiers.
They had more soldiers. So I put that under the advantage column.
I use Zoom if I need to. Is it like here? No. Zoom is this thing maybe?
Up top, yeah.
Okay.
Yes?
So would you put under South disadvantages, less people?
You can. Because they did have a lot less people. What is it? I think it says that the North had 22 million people and the South had 5 million people. So the North outnumbered the South 4 to 1. Sure.
So more soldiers? Yeah, more soldiers.
But there's
Well,
other
more
ones.
slaves.
There's other ones too.
It's not zooming, but we'll be okay.
It doesn't really need to be zoomed.
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Yes. You have a
Would
question?
having factories in the north, would that be an advantage?
I think it'd be an advantage.
Wait, just like the South have more land?
What did it say? Go ahead and read first and then write. Yes.
We're supposed to read a book.
Yes. This section right here talks about the northern resources, and this section talks about the southern resources. And in there you'll find what each side had against the other. Yes.
For the soldiers, like the 2.2 and the 22 million and the 5.5, does that include slaves or just the people?
It's a good question. I think it's just talking about population. So it's not just talking about soldiers versus civilians. I think it's talking about the population as a whole, including slaves.
Well, didn't like the North they had slaves work as soldiers?
Sometimes.
Oh, that already come back slaves.
Yep. It was known to happen, but it wasn't that common. capital of the
But
Union
it's
is
also a
Washington.
part of slave state.
Washington, D.C. is its own entity. It's not a state, it's a district.
Oh.
District
what about
Columbia is what that
Maryland.
stands for.
Maryland's like a slave state, but it didn't join the South.
But Washington rests right in the middle of Maryland and I think Delaware and Virginia. I mean, it's right there. It's not really part of anything. But that's always kind of been the seat of power since the early days of the country. What was the capital of the Confederacy?
Richmond, Virginia. Oh, I should let him answer it.
I was going to answer that.
All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pair up with someone next to you. So turn to someone next to you or behind you, and you can share your answers. If they've got something that you don't have, write it down. Did you find it? Why don't you talk to someone right now?
I don't find any disadvantages whatsoever. I can't find any disadvantages. Like, did you find any? It's like really, it's like I looked all over, I couldn't find any. I mean, they had like all the land and stuff. Oh yeah, land. Wait, Mr. Olson, is a land disadvantage of the North? Because like it looks like they have more land.
They did have, it was pretty even spacing, but
I can't find.
I'll give you a hint. A lot of the fighting took place in the South. Yep. So they were, a disadvantage is they were fighting on southern land mostly.
And it hit me. I don't want to be in the camera.
Right now, Britain had cotton coming from Egypt.
Thank you.
That's always what ends up happening.
No.
When we talk about, yes, they had less people. One of the disadvantages the North had and the advantages the South had, the South had, they knew everything about where they lived. Where they're fighting with their backyard, they've grown up there. Whereas the Northerners, they were coming, they were invading. The South was able to defend themselves. So less men could defend off more attackers. They were more entrenched and ready, where the North was having to invade.
I can't find anywhere like where did they get the cotton? Yeah, because like they can't get anything in the South. That's what
We're talking about the North.
Yeah, how can they get their cotton?
Well, a lot of states, I mean, yes, most cotton is taken here, but a lot of these other states that were northern states, they were also Illinois, I think they needed cotton as much as steel and iron and weapons, and that's where Pennsylvania comes in, state mining.
I am.
Plus, another thing is that they have a lot of talk about the cotton diplomacy.
You have like 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
All right. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back to our seats. If any of you guys move. And we're going to come up here, and who has an advantage for the North they want to share? Back there. Yeah, you. So you can come up here and share with us one of your advantages. There you go. And does someone have a disadvantage? You? All right. So one of the advantages the North had over the South was that they had canals. What did they use the canals for? Water, yes. Well, what else? Alexander.
Because they had the canals, they had like this whole network of stuff, like they had the canals, the railways, and then the roads. So they had like, they can transport all their stuff easier
Yeah.
and faster, and like the South didn't have much, they were just like farms and stuff. And so they can like ship
Yeah, go ahead.
like a cargo of soldiers all across
Right.
the North faster than the South.
So one of the disadvantages was no rivers? Or for the North? Okay. Why did you say that there were why did you say that there were no rivers in the North? Well, I want to know what your reasoning was. Because one aspect was the Mississippi River is really important. And that was one of the major focuses of the Northern campaign into the South, was to try to get a hold of the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River rolls through here and through Kentucky, and if you can gain control of the Mississippi River, you divide the southern states. You've got Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, you slice right down the middle, and it gives you easy access because you can move ships down the Mississippi River, which means you can move soldiers into Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama.
Wait, where is this?
However, the Mississippi River was not controlled by the North, so I could see where not having access to the Mississippi River would be a disadvantage for them. Okay, we've got money. The Union had a lot more money, say, than the South did. It was also like the seat of power of the United States, so they had that going for them. They had more exports. One of the things that they did during the war was the Union Navy had a blockade of the ports here to keep them from trying to trade with other countries. The South was trying to get other countries to help them by giving them money to build ships, money to buy weaponry. They were trying really hard to trade with England. The reason for that is because during most of this time we had supported France, which was an enemy of England, and the Union thought the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and they could make England an ally. Unfortunately, their attempts to sell cotton did not work out. The North had less cotton. During this time, cotton was really popular all across the world, and having cotton was key to having money. And because the South had more cotton than the North was at a disadvantage on that. What the North did have, however, was a lot of mining and steel and factories up here in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and places like that. Factories, that was one of them. The North was able to produce things where the South only grew things. And if most of your farmers are leaving to go to war, who's going to grow all the food for cotton? Go ahead and hop on up there. And railroads. Both sides had railroads. Both sides had railroads, but both sides had railroads, but the North had more. And because the North had more, it gave them a big advantage. They were able to move soldiers and move freight a lot faster. And we're going to move on to the South after this. Last one is that one of the disadvantages the North had was they were fighting on